It's time for Molly's True Stories. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls of all ages. It is I, Molly Molotov 666, and I am going to tell you a true story about a guy who I refer to as Philo Lugosi. So, I had just released an audio a few years ago, and it was about vampires, and it was really hot, and I personally really liked it. I thought it was one of my best to that point. I get a message from a guy who's local who says, "Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of your work. I just found this audio. I really love it. Can I pick your brain?" So we spend the next few hours talking. After a bit, I'm like, okay, well, I've got to get off here. I'm going to record another audio. He starts to use guilt tripping language like, "Oh, are those fuckboys that you're trying to please far more important than I am?" And I'm like, "This is how I make my money, boo, so you need to shut the fuck up." He apologizes profusely, and I let it go. We end up deciding that, because he lives so close to me, that maybe we should go out on a date. So we do. We go out on a date. We go out for crepes and have a lovely time at first. My boss texted me. I pull out my phone. I answer the text. He tries to grab the phone from me, saying that it's rude to text in front of him and he's going to hold my phone during our date. So I'm not on it. I explain to him that's not okay. I'm going to just go home. And I get an Uber. He starts freaking out. Like, "Oh no, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "No, you didn't do either of those things. What you did do was you invaded my personal space. You don't get to decide when I text. You don't get to decide anything about me. You will never be my dom. You are not my father. And neither of those kinds of people in those roles have that power over me anyway. So sit down, shut up, leave me alone." I know I'm sounding rude, but it really pissed me off. So I leave. He apologizes. Like, sends me these long messages of apology. "Please give me another chance. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you." And I started feeling kind of salty, like maybe I was being rude. So I apologized for my rudeness and agreed to a second date. Stupid on me. Yes, I know. So we go and we're walking on a bike trail together. This is in the middle of Boston, so it's not like a rural bike trail. It's along the side of a road. So I'm super safe. The sun's high, and he just starts growling at people that are walking by, like men who are getting too close. And he says it's because I'm prey, and he doesn't want other men to be sniffing around me. I'm like, "Okay, that's interesting. I'm prey. All right." And Philo Lugosi proceeds to tell me that he is a vampire werewolf hybrid over 800 years old and that he is the son of Mot. The Egyptian god? Yeah. I'm like, "Okay, weirdo. That's fun." Um I was really put off by this, obviously. He just I start to walk back to where I can go pick up an Uber. And I don't tell him I'm getting an Uber yet because I don't want him to get weird on me. But he starts getting closer and closer and tries to kiss me. And I'm like, I don't really want to, I don't like open mouth kissing. I don't like kissing, period. Kissing's gross. This is not my thing. Can you not? And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Before I could leave, he's like, "Can I try something?" I'm like, "No, not really. I'd rather you didn't." But he ends up slamming me against a tree where I hit the back of my head. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He responds with, "Oh, I thought that's what you liked based off of your audios." Huh, really? So I leave early, freaked out by his behavior. And when I get home, I check my messages and he just sent me these walls of text. Walls of fucking text saying that his wife is angry that he left because before the date started, I told him I was having a rough day and it'd be great to, hang out with friends. So I'm happy to go, which is true. He's like, "I saved you." Saved me from what? He was like, "I rescued you. You needed a friend and I was there. I am a hero and I deserve better treatment. You should treat me better." And my wife is really mad at me for leaving. She told me not to leave and I left anyway. And that's just how much I care about you. And I'm like, "Oh, red flag. Oh, red flag." I'm like, you seriously disrespected your wife for some strange bimbo you met online? Are you for fucking real? And he's like, no, it's fine, it's fine, no. Um, but as time went on, as the hour went on, he kept saying things like, "Oh no, she's really mad. She's starting to hit me. I'm gonna kill myself," and start sending me suicide memes. And I'm like, I did not sign up for this. I am sympathetic to your suicidal tendencies, but for fuck's sake, I can't do this. I just can't do it, man. You've got to stop. And he's like, wait, never mind, never mind. Actually, my wife calmed down. Everything's fine. You don't have to be mad anymore. His exact words was, you don't have to be mad anymore. You can just imagine how quickly I blocked him. So then, about an hour later, one of my simps, and I call them my simps because they a lot of my like really close listeners, they literally simp for me, and it's the cutest thing. Like, they know I love it, and it's affectionate. I'm not calling them that because of an offensive thing. It's not like the insult language. I call them that because they literally just love. They just love me, and I love them back. So one of my simps gets a hold of me, and he's like, "Oh, that guy, the one you went on a date with, yeah, he's talking shit about you on the r/misogyny Reddit or subreddit." And I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I'm not interested in that. But he's like, no, you should hear what he's saying. He started saying things like, oh, I have it written down here. Let me quote it exactly. Um, he said he's done rescuing ungrateful whores, and that the next time that one of these ungrateful whores asks him for something, he's going to ignore them. A few of my people popped into that post, a few of my simps, and proceeded to eat him alive. Um, like, I just, they kept saying, like, we know that's not what happened. Molly told us the true story, which I did. And they were like, you weren't being a hero. You were lying and trying to manipulate me into a relationship. Um, and the guy was caught red-handed when he was like, yeah, okay, my wife got pissed off because I left. But you know what? It's because she didn't know that I was going out on a date with a girl. And then when I came back and I told her, she got mad. And because we're not actually in an open relationship. And I'm like, oh, really? So I find out that he's not actually in an open relationship. He was just going to try to cheat on his wife with a rando chick he met online. He said it's because he was such a big fan of mine, he just really wanted a chance. My listeners ate him alive. And the asshole proceeded to dirty delete his entire account, and I never heard from him again. This is 175,000 reasons why I do not trust anybody online. He had me believing for a moment there that he wasn't in an open relationship, and that was the only reason why I agreed to go out with him to begin with. I wasn't even really looking for sex. I wasn't really looking for anything. I just wanted a friend, and I was having a bad day on that second date, and it was like I was looking forward to meeting up with somebody. So, yeah, that's how I met Phil Lugosi, and that's how he ended up deleting his whole account over me. This has been Molly Molotov 666, and this has been a true story. I'll catch you later.